What's going on, everybody? In today's video I'm going to show you my Stamina Warden PvP build for the High Isle expansion. A couple of things to note before we get started. Last patch's build with Plague Break and Powerful Assault is still totally viable, so if you want to run that this patch as opposed to what I'm about to show you, that's totally fine. Another thing is I will have a link to a written guide down in the description of this video. And then finally, we have a new Discord for our group, Gorilla HQ. If you would like to join that, come hang out, ask some questions, whatever. There'll be a link for that down in the description as well. Start off by taking a look at the buffed stats. On the front bar, we've got 16.5k max magicka, 35.1k health, 23.2k max stam. Our magicka recovery is 1324, and then we're also using Blue Betty, so we get some additional magicka recovery there. Our stamina recovery is 2376. Our weapon damage is 6166, and then our physical penetration is 6882 plus 10k for the deep fissure, so we're almost at 20k physical penetration. Our front bar physical and spell resists are just about 27k. On the back bar, we've got a little bit more health at 36.2k, and then we've got more physical and spell resistance at almost 30k. For the attributes, I run 25 points into health and 39 points into stamina. I'm a wood elf because I like the speed, but Imperial is going to be the best race here. We're running the Serpent Mundus Stone. We're using smoked bear haunch as our food. If you want, you can use the Kmart version, which is Jewels of Misrule, but I really recommend using the smoked bear haunch. And then you want to be a vampire stage 3. The new set that we're running this patch is Icy Conjurer, and the reason we're running that is because Icy Conjurer procs off of any sort of minor debuff, and this patch we're getting minor breach from our deep fissure, as well as we get an additional 10% damage to cold damage from our piercing cold passive. So that's why I've chosen Icy Conjurer. I did some testing on Icy Conjurer versus Plague Break, and the proc itself from Icy Conjurer is twice the damage that Plague Break is, but obviously you're not going to get that AoE explosion that you would get from Plague Break, so kind of choose what you would like to use. I'm really enjoying the Icy Conjurer. I'm finding that it helps me burst down single targets a lot easier than I was able to with Plague Break. So we've got a Icy Conjurer's Greatsword here. A Maul is better, but the Greatsword dropped for me first. You want it to be sharpened. We've got a Icy Conjurer necklace and ring, and then we've got a Icy Conjurer belt. The other ring that we're using is the Marken Ring of Majesty, and then our second set is the same set that we were using last patch, which is Powerful Assault. So Powerful Assault sword and shield, Powerful Assault legs, hands, and then finally our last set that we're using is just a one-piece Gallant Chain. For the armor weights and traits, you want the shoulders, head, and chest to all be heavy reinforced, and then everything else you want to be medium, except for the belt. The belt's got to be light because the Icy Conjurer is light, but you want them all to be well fitted. For the jewelry traits, running 2 infused with weapon damage and then 1 swift with weapon damage. Very important that you use this swift trait. We're already fast, but we're super fast with the swift, which is helping us get away from the zergs that are putting out so much damage this patch with the Oaken Soul Ring. The sword should be sharpened with a shock damage enchant, and then on the back bar you want your sword to be powered with a absorb stamina, and then the shield should be sturdy with a max health enchant. Let's take a look at the skills. On the front bar, we're using Dizzy Swing, Executioner, Rally, Deep Fissure. Make sure you're using the Deep Fissure so you get the 10k penetration. Bird of Prey, and then our front bar ultimate is Dawnbreaker of Smiting. On the back bar, we've got Living Trellis. I think last patch I had the other morph, but this one is actually a lot better. We get a nice burst heal when the effect ends. Arctic Blast, Resolving Vigor, Blue Betty. Make sure you're using the Blue Betty here because we need the extra magicka sustain. Ice Fortress, and then your back bar ultimate, you can use either Precognition. That's what I'm using. Make sure you're using Precognition because you already get minor protection from just the Warden passives. So you can use Precognition here. You can use the Secluded Grove. Use the morph where when you leave the area you still get the extra healing. Or you can use the Sword and Board ultimate. You're going to want to use Spell Wall. Make sure you get all of your class passives, and then other important passives. Fighters Guild, make sure you get Slayer, and Undaunted, make sure you get Undaunted Metal, and then finally Under vampire, make sure you get this undeath passive here. All right, let's take a look at the champion points. Green tree, we've got gifted rider, war mount, rationer, steed's blessing. Blue tree, we've got master at arms, exploiter. This is important because we're using dizzy swing, so we set the enemy off balance, which gives us an additional 10% damage. Ironclad, duelist rebuff. For the red tree, relentlessness, celerity, pain's refuge, and sustained by suffering. The basic combo for this, pretty straightforward. Buff up, make sure you always have your Arctic Blast running even if you're at full health. When you're in combat, you're going to use your vigor. That's going to give us our powerful assault buff. You're going to sub assault, light attack dizzy swing, light attack dizzy swing, dawnbreaker, execute. Another thing that you can do is if your enemy is off balance, you can hit them with a medium. If you hit them with a medium attack, this will stun them, and then you can follow up with the light attack dizzy swing. If you have any questions about the build, please let me know down in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm. Any other questions, let me know in the Discord. Like I said before, there'll be a written guide for this down in the description. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys are enjoying the new patch, and we will see you in the next video.